it's the AK Option Trader back with you for another Sunday night video. Well, let's jump right into it, shall we? Last week, I posted on my blog there, the AK Option Trader, thinking that we might see some selling coming Thursday and Friday. Instead, we got better than expecting earnings, and like I said, if we did, I thought we'd have a rally. Or not earnings, pardon me, better than expected jobs numbers. We did have a bit of rally, but not as strong as I thought. A lot of things are coming up. It's going to be a busy week. Options expiration week, of course. That always makes volatility, not always, but it tends to make volatility increase. Also, if you guys remember what happened, anybody remember what happened on October 19th? Pull out your 1987, pull out your stock almanac. Got mine right in front of me. October 19th, 1987, Dow down 22.6% in one day. Does that mean it'll happen again? No, it does not. But it's just something to keep in the back of your mind. Also on this Friday, options expiration Friday coming up, it's been down 3 straight since 2007. Or in 2007, it was down 367 points in Dow. So something to keep thinking about. Remember that's coming up. Remember history, and just watch for it. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I just think it's going to be in the back of my mind. So let's look at the VIX. All right, you can see I posted about this right here, touching this last week, thinking that we would see some dropping on here. And I thought we'd probably stall out here and maybe come back up. We broke it, and broke it, and broke it, and broke it, and just kept on falling. The fear just drained out, which surprised me. This didn't surprise me. I figured we'd stalled out here and we were going to come down, but I didn't think we'd come down this far. I really thought we'd stall out in this area here and then maybe take back up and finally break through this. We did not. So now we're coming to another support area here, this 2277 area. I'll be watching it closely. We never did close beneath it. Wouldn't be surprised if we touch it, but I'm going to keep an eye on it. If we do close beneath that, then this market could be in for a super rally. I don't know. I don't think it'll happen, but it's definitely a possibility. Alright, so you got the Dow. The Dow looks probably the strongest of all the indices I watch. The Dow broke through to the upside, closed at a newer high, or a recent high I should say, with 98, whatever this was. What did we close at this day? 98.64. So 98.64 we closed at. So we closed at a newer high. This isn't a high because we breached this here and went above it, but we didn't close up there. So bounce off this uptrend line, close at a high. I figured we'd probably stall out here somewhere and then come back down. So that's a possibility. This could be just a small breach. I'll be watching for that on Monday. It's going to depend a lot on earnings and options expiration as it comes out next week. Here we go on the SPX. You see we're rallying back up to that area as well. Doesn't look as strong to me as the Dow. We did close a little bit above the high of the previous day. We still haven't reached up into this area. And we still haven't closed at our high close up here. We're pretty much tied with this day here, which is the 22nd of September. So this will be important to see if we do breach this, do break above this. We're kind of on this trend line here, not perfectly, but close enough to call it good, where we could easily see a reversal here. So a strong break above this, and obviously we're going to be heading off to making a new high, probably equivalent to this move here, 1,030. So 30 to 40 point move. If we break above here, we could see a 30 to 40 point move up. Now, if you look at the NASDAQ, this to me, I think on Thursday I was writing that I thought it looked very toppy, like it topped out, touched up here, topped. You can see this doji. It really still looks toppy to me. But then, of course, we go ahead and engulf that with a bullish engulfing candle, which doesn't mean near as much in an uptrend as it was, but it's still a strong signal. We still did not breach that high. We still have not popped up there. So I'll be watching to see if we stall out. And that's what I'm going to be looking for right in this area. I really thought Thursday was our top, and I thought Friday we'd start heading down into options expiration week and probably continue down to retest this line here, which we did not. So be watching this line here, 2142, to see if we breach it or not. Okay, so let's look real quick at the spiders. Again, still in that huge volume divergence. We're starting to have some breaks now. Before, we're pretty strong. We had a breach here, a couple breaches here, a couple breaches here. So we're starting to have a few breaches into it. But still, all the big days, all the big moves have been on down days. We have not had any volume, any real volume into the up moves. And we're still that way, okay? Our biggest days here, both down days. Our biggest days here, and here, all down days. So that's why I'm still pretty bearish on this market. Furthermore, we've got this huge bearish divergence in the volume in the up to the down. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. On the SPY is one I play quite a bit. So I'm watching for that. I'm watching near the top. I certainly won't go long until we breach these. The Q is the same thing. We had this pennant that we broke down beneath, and I thought, oh, here we go. If this doesn't hold, we're in for a nice drop. It did hold. We moved up. We're retesting just like you saw on the NASDAQ there. I'm going to show you something real quick here. If we look at a 10-year chart on the monthly, we take off our drawings here. You see where we're kind of at here. This looks like we're maybe stalling out on this doji. Rallied strong. We do have pretty good top wick and bottom wick, which on monthlies isn't unusual. We got a hangman right now, but that, we're only 2 weeks into the month. Look at this volume here. Look at this divergence. Just terrible. It's kind of scary. And if you look right in here, we have a pretty good area right back in here. Good area of resistance right there at the bottom of these candles here. So the close and the open of the next one. So keep an eye on that. I think that's going to offer us some support. It's right near the 100% retracement from the previous month's candle. So let's keep an eye on that on the Qs, okay? Again, I probably won't go long until I see some signs that we can. We're going to look at a couple things that Val offered up on the blog the other day. USO as the oil fund ETF. Looks like it's near a top here. We got a hanging man going on here. It's a white hanging man, so it could bust out. But I'm going to be watching this and assume that this is going to hold. If not a bust to the upside, then we're going to be looking to play up a little bit. UUP, this is the dollar, WS dollar index fund. I watch this all the time. You can see I watch this trend line. Until this breaches, until we breach this and bust through it, the dollar is going to stay weak. As the dollar's weak, the market's going to rally. That's just the way it is. So just keep an eye on it. Let's go ahead and look at GLD. Everybody's been looking at gold, so I kind of avoid it. But what the hey, Jay? Anyway, here's my gold pennant. Going here, you can see I ignore this burst out. Start here. Start here. Pretty nice pennant. Here's the nice breakout with a gap, which is a good breakout strength. It looks like we're coming down to retest this. So be watching for this. If we retest this, we're probably going to see a bounce, which means the dollar's probably going to be weak, which means the market's probably going to rally, yada, yada, yada. All of it points to different things. So those are all things to keep an eye on. Those are all things I'm watching, trading. Let's look at some individual stocks. Whoops, messed up while we got some time. All right, so the first one we're going to pull up is BRCM. I just like this nice break of a trend line here, but we got a real nice bullish engulfing candle here off of a down move. I'll probably be looking for this to move back up, maybe all the way back up to 31. I don't know, but I think it's going to be coming up. You got earnings coming up. Be careful with any of these trades I'm going to show you. They're coming into earnings. Be very cautious. This one I think it's forming a nice bottom here, even though it did breach the support line. I still like it. I like this hanging man or this hammer down here, and then I like this doji here. I like that it looks very indecisive. Nice volume pop into the selling. Nice volume pop here. That's half the volume. So I'd be looking for a low volume day, maybe to start a rally. If we see that, be looking for an up move, and it could be significant up move. It could be very playable. So keep an eye on that. Here's ATML is the next one I'm going to show you. I just like this bullish engulfing. Did not make it all the way back down here to our support, but it's got a support within a support, and you've seen me do this before. Here's support within a support right in this area here. So I can see it easily bouncing off this and coming back up to retest this, or even up here. So 417, a 50-cent move is a nice move in a stock like that. So ATML, that was the ticker symbol there. Panera Bread, P-N-A-R-A, Panera Bread. So what I like about this is you got a nice uptrend line, nice bounce off, but it met a little resistance. So I said, what the heck? Well, if you look at here, you've got a little bit of a head and shoulders action here, okay? So this would be a head and shoulders neckline right here that it's hitting. So it's probably going to have a hard time breaching through there. So I'm going to watch for a stall out here, maybe a retest here, and eventually a break of this trend line off of this. If it pops to the upside, easy long play. But that's what I'm going to be looking for on there, just because of the head and shoulders action I saw. Let's do one more. RGS. RGS is in a down channel with a nice doji star on top resistance. I'm going to be looking for this to drop down in the 1450 area. That's what I'm going to be watching to play. Okay, one more. You talked me into it. Dell. I made a nice little play on this going short here. Sold right about here. Now it's gone long. I did not go long, but I like this hammer on this trend line. Got resistance here. If this hammer breaks, if we break through this trend line, I'm going to be, or the support, I'll be playing to the bottom. So there you have it. Remember, it's options expiration week. We got October 19th coming up. We've got earnings all over the place. This could be a really, really volatile week. A couple of these stocks looking toppy. A couple of them looking like they could rally. So again, volatility, I think, is the order of the day coming into this week. So this will be the AK Option Trader.